Welcome everyone to another video or whatever. Last one was about uh, the weapon swap with Executioner Sword and Serpent Hunter, but I've decided I'm just gonna go through or I basically wrote this entire Google slide on almost every single weapon swap. And if you're wondering how I did this, is I actually managed to categorize the weapon swaps. So I put them into basically three categories. And if you mix any two weapons in these categories, they will work. Basically, the way I tested this is um, once I first started testing, I was kind of just shoving random stuff together, probably like what everyone else is doing to try to find new things. But then eventually, I discovered that there's some sort of consistency, and this is what I grouped the consistency into. These groups, which are blade art, ground wave, and projectile, which is of course self-explanatory. And there's also weird, but I won't go over those. If anything, you just want to read the Google slide, I will drop it in the description. But um, yeah, three categories. This first one, I was going to make it a category, but basically, anything that has a physical hitbox during the actual war can be swapped with these three. And so yeah, that's all you need to know about that one. These ones are like the ones where you get more special though. For example, if you're to swap any weapon in this category with any other weapon in this category, it would work. With the only kind of broken, there's actually, I wouldn't say kind of broken, I would say extremely broken, would be using Axe Godric as your right hand weapon and weapon swapping it with some of the ones I put arrows with. They all do really, really dumb things. This one's probably the least powerful though. But yeah, you can go ahead and test these out yourself or whatever. But I will show some demonstration after this. Basically, yeah, I grouped them into three categories, which I call blade art, which are ones that kind of swords that look like they shoot stuff, but they're actually technically don't count as projectiles for some reason. We have these ones, which are is kind of like stuff, basically stuff that gets summoned on the floor, like lava, gravity, magic, ghost flame that appears on the floor. This one's kind of weird. So basically, I tried testing it. I mean, the weapon swap worked, but it only did like the same Ash of War, which is really weird. So I'm not gonna really talk about this. Talk about Rosa's sex. And we got projectile with like everyone knows that stupid Envoy Longhorn bubble shield glitch. And I'll actually show you another bubble glitch that's might be up there with the bubble shield. It might be better, who knows? But I'll show you guys that. But basically, the most important thing is you're probably wondering how did I group these? How did I discover them? So basically, what I did is I went through them once I was first kind of scrambling around trying to figure out what's what, rather than just testing one weapon with every single other weapon in the game. I discovered there's some sort of consistency as I discovered two weapons. So once I discovered two weapons that worked with each other, I grouped them into a category. And then once I already have two weapons that work, since this say for example if I started off with these two, I was able to confirm if it was a blade art or something else by just, for example, if I combine this with another random one, if it didn't work, it's not a blade art. And if it did work, it's another blade art added to the category. And so I just kept doing that until I cycled through all of them, and I managed to fit them all into their own categories or whatever. So it's pretty cool. With the easiest category being projectile, because it does shoots projectiles, literally anything that shoots a projectile. The only thing hard about this one was splitting the blade art from the projectile ones, because some of these seem like they shoot projectiles, but they don't. For example, Grafted Dragon. You would think those are projectiles, but I guess they're not. And alright, let's start off with a little demonstration of some of these things. If you want to look more in depth, I'll have the Google slide in the description. But yeah, so let's kill this tab or whatever. Let's get back into here. So here I am, kind of staring at a wall for some reason. Let's show you the new bubble glitch or whatever. It's pretty funny. So let's go. So yeah, we don't need this shield anymore when you've got freaking this. Amazing. probably might be confused at first, like why am I using a torch? But you're about to see why. So let's go ahead and scoop up my bubble blowing wand. Get that? What I actually want to do though is I want to make sure to sort my inventory so it's easier to swap to, because I do not want to have to try to go over like 4 spaces really fast. There we go. Because I discovered that the torch is actually part of the projectile category, which was interesting. And you're probably thinking about like that one other torch, which just is the same thing but with normal fire. That one doesn't count as a projectile, which is odd. But since this one does, I'm able to do this. Oh god, yeah, pretty funny. Now you can literally blow bubbles. Funny. Uh, so, well, I'll do one example for each category. That was the projectile category, and the only thing interesting things you'll get out of the projectile category is with the Envoy's Greathorn. So let's move on to the what is it? The ground wave category, which there's only like 5. There's not much. There's probably more, but like I don't have every single weapon in the game, so you guys are just gonna have to discover that. And with the way I showed you guys and how to find new ones, and you can go ahead and do it and sort them out yourself, and you can have some fun while doing that. Because I spent so long on this, like Jesus Christ. But here, let's go do a ground wave. For ground wave ones, you're always going to want to use family heads, because family heads, if you use it in your right hand, it will allow you to do any Ashawar in the ground wave category 4 times in a row. For example, I like using the Alabaster Lord's sword, which is this one. Whoops, whatever. But yeah, so I like using this one to weapon swap too, because it's basically just a better Gravitas with more range and damage. So, and if you're wondering if normal Gravitas works with this, no, it doesn't. I don't think any like Ashes of War that can be equipped work with weapon swaps much. But here's an example. So what we're gonna do is, whoops, wrong hand. Put the katana in your right hand. Yeah, make sure you always have your thing with unsheath or whatever in your right hand to weapon swap. And then you're gonna want the weapon you're going to be stealing the actual war from, which is going to be family heads in your right hand. And what we're going to do is we're going to swap the katana to the Alabaster Lord sword. What this will allow us to do is yank people in 4 times really fast, which is pretty funny. As you see, they got yanked 2 times. Would have been more, but they died. So yeah, it's a pretty cool thing, interesting thing you could do with that. There's a funny meme version of this, which is almost useless. You can do it with the magma worm sword or whatever, and it just spawns a frick ton of lava. Oops, I'm getting abused. Come over here, bozo. Well, I'm just gonna go touch the grace to reset them because I do not want to deal with that. But yeah, if you have the magma worm sword, you can do this with the family heads also, because it counts as a ground wave type. So we're gonna go over here, go like that, and it will just spawn a frick ton of lava. You would probably think, why did you call this useless or whatever? It's because adding more lava doesn't add more damage. As long as they're standing in lava, they take damage over time, but adding more lava doesn't make more damage over time, sadly. So it's kind of pretty useless. Might as well just use it normally at that point. And let's go over the third category. This one doesn't have, this thing only, thanks to one weapon, is able to be a broken category, which allows us to have one broken thing in every category. Family heads for ground wave, and voice horn for projectile, and for which I call like this like slash art slash, I forgot what I call it. I'm gonna go look at my Google slide really quick. I called it blade art. So yeah, this is the last category. Basically, yeah, like I said, it's basically stuff that looks like a projectile but is not a projectile. For this one, the thing we want to be using to glitch it will be the Axe of Godric. So let's go get that. So I need to make sure I have my sword. So we get Axe of Godric, and this works with a couple of weapons, but I only show one. Like I said, you can just look at the Google slide or whatever. Uh, this one is extremely, very, very broken. So basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the what is it, Mogwin Spear, Ashore 6 times very fast. And to demonstrate it, actually show you how much times it's hitting, we're gonna go to Volcano Manor for that big troll dude. You're gonna be able to, it should be able to insta kill him actually. Let's find out. But yeah, you'll see that it hits 6 times in a row, which is insane. Absolutely stupid. Has a lot of range because the Mogwin Spear has a lot of range, and it has the same area of effect as the Mogwin Spear's Asher Ward because yeah, you're weapon swapping to it. So let's go ahead and go over there. So get Active Godric. Go get um, our thing with Sheath, and let's go test it on this dude. As you see, the Mogwin Spear will hit this dude 6 goddamn times. Absolutely like scuffed as hell. Yeah, that just straight up killed him. Like, Jesus Christ, man. I feel bad for him. And as you see, it still inflicts bleed also, which is also stupid. Yeah, but yeah, and think you can add some blood talismans or whatever, and like the War Surgeon mask to add like an extra 30% damage on top of that. Absolutely scuffed. But yeah, that is a quick demonstration of all the categories I have discovered. There's probably like a fourth category. Like I said, yeah, there's definitely a fourth category out there. I just haven't found it yet, and it'll be up to you guys probably unless I find it and make a video on it. And like I said, if you look at my Google slide, there's a weird category. Those are just because those things are weird. But yeah, that's gonna be my video. Hope you enjoyed. Have fun. Hopefully not abusing people in PvP. See you guys later.